Hey guys, welcome back to Making It. Today we're gonna be making a little classic Brad Leone's world famous tuna melt extravaganza extraordinaire. You love it, maybe you hate it. This one I guarantee is gonna blow the socks off of your freaking feet. It's a bold claim to call it famous or anything because I've never made this recipe before. I just kind of made up what I think I want in it, and we're gonna make it for the first time together. Before we get going here, what do we got? First of all, I tightened up. If you haven't noticed, Bill, he didn't say anything. Me and Peg, we did a little house cleaning in here. She's like, Brad, this your like voodoo table, and it's just out of control, bud. So I added a little pumpkin. Jared's still cranking. I got my hot sauce, which we made in a previous episode. Still, no separation. And then look, I found the lighter fluid. Lord of Death is cranking. Let's go, baby. We got some tuna. This is some yellowfin tuna that I canned up myself. Yellowfin Atlantic tuna is what these ones are. We got cheese. So I got a nice little treat. I got some Swiss as an option, a real soft kind of, it's not extra sharp. Dill Havarti cheese for our melt. It's very nostalgic for me. Great on a sandwich. Not enough people talking about it or using it. We got some butter, which we're gonna toast up our bread on. Speaking of which bread, we got a nice seeded rye bread, all right? You could use anything you want. I'm craving rye. Billy was craving rye. Did a little survey. Everyone was like, rye, maybe white bread. I got some white bread too, but I think we're gonna go with the rye. Spices that we're gonna put into our tuna salad. Finally cracked fennel seed. We're gonna use a little pinch of that. Celery salt. It's one of the best things ever in the world. So I think that's gonna go really nice with the tuna. I got some shallots, shallots. I got some garlic, some medicinal grade garlic. Leone and Sons, Backyard Farms garlic. Mustard. I got a really nice little Dijon or a German or a Polish mustard. It's just delicious. It's kind of just like a Dijon. We got some bread and butter pickles, one of my favorites. This is just a store-bought brand. Celery hearts, you know, where they get the nice little like white little crunchy ones, not fibery. We got some parsley and some celery leaves from the garden. My celery is always real thin and super fibery, but the leaves are just phenomenal. But I think a little bit mixed in with some parsley is gonna give a nice little kind of green freshness to our tuna salad. Mayonnaise, old Hellman's, baby. I'm a Hellman's guy. What am I gonna say, all right? And then we got some peppercini peppers, some peppers that I made, and some tomatoes from the garden, which I sliced up. Optional. I don't know yet about the tomato on the sandwich. I might just do the iceberg lettuce, which we have here, which I'm gonna shred, okay? Shred real nice, and that's just gonna go mountain on. That wraps up the shrine. Let's get in, let's make it. Let's make the tuna melt, baby. Let's make a nice little salad. Let's start with chopping up our shallot, all right? What I like to do is you can make little cross hatches like you would an onion, and we're making our little horizontal cuts, which is just gonna help us down the line. A nice little fine chopped, little minced up shallot. Shallot. So we got one shallot, minced up, finely diced, finely minced, whatever the heck you call it. But you know, little 1/8 inch little cubes. And that's gonna be a nice little crunch to it, little onion in the tuna. Beautiful. We're gonna do the same with our celery sticks, our little celery hearts, all right? You can use any part of celery. Let's call this one stalk of celery. We'll add that right in there. Let's open up some tuna. So I'm just gonna go strain. This has got a little bit of olive oil in there and some juice. It's all delicious. If you were gonna be buying tuna, it'd be tuna in oil, olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil with a pinch of salt. Pretty bland, pretty straightforward, just tuna. I'd say that would be about 2 cans of like a normal tuna. Beautiful. So 427, so I mean, it's almost a pound. Actually a pretty good amount of tuna there. Minus the liquid, so it was probably like 350. You know, what's a can of tuna, you think? 8 ounces? Yeah, this was 3/4 of a pound of canned tuna meat. Let's add a little bit of our bread and butter pickles. Probably gonna be about 2 tablespoons of it chopped up finely. Let's reserve the rest in case we want to get into a pickle. Come on. Next, little salt, of course, right? I don't wanna go crazy because I'm gonna be adding some of that celery salt. If you don't have it, you can just use a little more salt. God, it's such a unique flavor and smell. I'm just gonna add a little pinchy poo of that, just a little seasoning of that, a little dusting. So that was what? 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just a little couple pinchy poos. And then we got our cracked fennel, all right? Couple little roly pinchers of the finger here. Just a nice little bit here. Again, let's not get crazy. Little crack of the black pep, what are we talking about? You kind of have to, right? Little bit of smoked paprika, little whisper, little tickle on the nose, okay? Just a little bit. We can always add more after we taste it. We're gonna do a little garlic. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna microplane about a half a clove. I love it, the raw garlic in there. What are we talking about? We're gonna do a whole one. What are we talking about? Half a clove. You changed, man. Half a clove. I heard you do that again, Bill. I'll give you permission to smack me. Let's chop up a little bit of parsley, not much. Beautiful celery leaves. So we're doing equal parts, like little pinch of each. And we're just gonna chop this up. Chopped up parsley and celery leaves, and hard to beat. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of mustard. 1 tablespoon. Let's chill out. Mayonnaise, let's start small. We'll add more in as we go here. What's that, 2 tablespoons? What's that, 1/4 cup now? And then another 2 tablespoons. 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. All right, we'll add a little pinch, let's say a teaspoon of our minced greens. A little less. All right, let's start there. Just gonna give it a nice little mix up. Nothing crazy, I'm gonna go being aggressive. Let's just see where we're at. So we're just mixing it together, getting it real nice and salady. I don't want it to be a mayonnaise-y soup salad, where it's just gonna be falling apart. I want it to be a nice consistency, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking for right there. Evenly sauced, not too wet. Taste it for seasoning. A little more salt. Talk to me. We can do a little more herb. We're gonna do a little bit more fennel seed. A lot more black pepper. We're gonna hit it with a little more paprika. That's what's up. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? Stand by, wild card flying in. It's my pickled peppers from the garden. Look at me, I'm like a little Hungarian grandfather. Look at them all. And what we're gonna do is get just a little splash. We get just a little bit of the vinegar. Oh, it's magic. Just a little splashy poo. Back into the fridge. Over here, and we're moving, mixing that little bit of vinegar, doubled our pepper, doubled our paprika, and we added some of that beautiful pepper vinegar. I think that's good on mayonnaise. Let me taste it. Let me get a little spoon. I think it's good. I think it's delicious. Nice little crunch from the pickles and the shallot. Fresh, almost like a little tartare filling, right? Little mayonnaise, little raw garlic. Kind of helps bring in a little punch, a little bite, a little nice. So let's put this aside and let's toast up our bread and let's get situated here. Gotta nail this, all right? You don't rush this part. So we got our bread toasted up. Let's get ready to assemble. All right, we got everything ready. We got our tuna salad. Everything's rocking and rolling, ready to rip. I'm gonna take 2 of these, and look, I'm gonna make a little ball. Nice little wad. Let's get in there. Look, and we're gonna push it down, okay? Nice and even. I want it to good amount on there, nothing too crazy. That is holding up nice. That's the consistency I'm talking about. That's the consistency I'm talking about, baby. So we got our oven on, our broiler starting to get ripping hot. We're using a pizza oven. We got the Gagnon going just because I got it. Why not? Wild man. Little boop boops. Watch this. I don't care. Little bread and butter pickle chippers right on there. Boop boop. Little bit of cheese. This is the Swiss cheese. Just a little bit right over there. Okay, optional. Our little dill Havarti cheese. All right, let's think about this. Right over top. And then we're gonna pop it right into the pizza oven. Okay, we're going in. Ready, Bill? Look at that magic. We're looking for that cheese to melt down real nice. Wrap around the tuna melt. And just nice and gooey and melted, You don't wanna go burning it. I don't even think you want too much color. Maybe a little kiss. Fire, dude. We gotta be doing more fucking sandwiches like this, bud. Look at those little numbers, huh? They're perfect. It's the best thing I ever made, Bob. I took it out of the pan while we do the rest, because I don't want the bottom of that bread to sweat on the pan as it starts to cool. So I put it on the rack, let that air circulate underneath it, keep a nice little crispy bottom. We're making frickin' sandwich art is what we're doing, Bill Ponderosa. Enough yapping. Let me shred up the lettuce. Let's slice up some of those awesome pickled peppers I have. These are just like banana peppers, Hungarian wax peppers, vinegary, tangy. I love pickled peppers, so I think it's a no-brainer when it comes to making the tuna melt. For me, right on top. Okay, and then look, boom, other piece of bread, bunch of shreddy on there, bud. Crunchy crisper, but that's it. Peppers, cheese, pickle underneath the cheese, going with the Iceberg, bud. Look at that heater. Little tomato probably wouldn't stink, huh? Look at these monstrosities, Bill. I'm getting excited. I'm hungry as hell. We're going full service. Oh yeah, oh, they both look like they'll really work out. That's quite nice. All right, I can't wait any longer. Let's start without the tomato. Okay, nice ratio. It's gonna be a nice little amount of crunch. First bite, let's go. The verdict's out. Absolutely magical. I would almost even do a little bit more Havarti. I mean, it's a perfect sandwich, right? A little warm, a little cold, crunchy bread. We got the pickled peppers, the bread and butter pickles, vinegary, bright, crunchy, mushy. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a perfect sandwich. Whoa, this is great. I'm gonna open up a tuna melt shop. Let's try the one with the tomatoes. Look at that. Good God, would you look at it? God damn it. If there was a little bacon on there with the tomato, like a little BLT with a BLT with tuna melt. Wow. It's one of the best tuna melts I ever had, just as it should be. Refreshing, filling, you know, it's kind of like eating sushi. You're full, but you're not weighed down. Crispy, Iceberg for life. I'm gonna make a sweatshirt that says Iceberg for life. All right, call your mother, call your brother if you got one. Life's short, baby, so let's try to enjoy it. Make a tuna melt, pickle some peppers, all right? Also, check out my podcast called Lay It On. I got a thing we can call in, leave a little video message on layitonbradleone@gmail.com. It's a lot of fun. I like hearing from you guys. Let's keep the love alive. Tuna melts for life, Iceberg for life, Bonnie for life. Let me make Bobby one, I'll make Peggy one. I'm just gonna sling these bad boys, because this was great. For a first timer, for doing it together, I think we nailed it. Tuna Melt City, baby. Tuna Melt City. Woo! That's so good. Blake, we nailed it. Blake, this is the best thing I've ever eaten. Bill, these are both of you.